Welcome back to Guilty Entertainment, everybody. So just recently, the rapper by the name of Gunplay was arrested, allegedly brought up on charges of domestic violence towards his wife and his young child. Now, if you all remember, this is the same rapper that told DJ Envy on a phone call. If I'm not mistaken, he was the one who called him up and told this man he was going to slap the taste out of his mouth, allegedly, because DJ Envy mentioned something that somebody else said that had something to do with his young child and some health issues the young child was going through at the time, if I remember correctly. Now, y'all should know by now how I feel about The Breakfast Club and DJ Envy, but I've got to give it to him. He handled that situation very maturely, opposed to a lot of the situations that he likes to handle very immaturely. Whenever that man called him and blatantly said he was going to slap the taste out of his mouth, he tried his best to de-escalate the situation. He said, listen, brother, it's not even like that. That's not how I meant it. When I said what I said, I mentioned something somebody else said. I wasn't trying to offend you or say anything wrong, which he actually wasn't. Like I said, if I remember correctly, it wasn't even DJ Envy that said whatever that was said out there about him or his family that was wrong. He was just re-mentioning it. I don't know why he was, but he was just re-mentioning it, if I remember correctly. But like I said, DJ Envy wasn't actually at fault. But whenever he brought it up, the guy got mad, I guess. I guess his, pride got wounded, and he went after DJ Envy. Like I said, he did his best. I got to give it to him for real, y'all. I got to give him points for trying his best to de-escalate and help him understand he didn't mean to offend him. But I got to take those points right back, y'all, because remember now, whenever he's dealing with a man, he, for some reason, I don't know, he doesn't have the same smoke with them that he does with the women. I remember, like I said, I'm petty before. Y'all should know this about me. Just in the past couple of months ago, I think, whenever the Ebony K. Williams situation came up, he had all the disrespectful smoke for her on the channel. Wouldn't even hear her out or be open to what she was trying to say. Was real immature about it. But whenever he was confronted by Gunplay and all of his aggression, it was, oh, listen, brother, I didn't mean it like that. Where did all the smoke go? The man literally said he was going to slap the taste out of your mouth. Where did all the smoke go? But like I said, I'm glad he handled it very maturely. He did the right thing. He was the bigger man. He did what he had to do, like I said. Now, like I said before, that all started because somewhere along the line, unfortunately, their young child, their young baby was having some issues, if I'm not mistaken, some heart issues. And I guess his wife decided to start a GoFundMe because, she wanted to make sure she had all the funds that they needed. Because, y'all, whenever you have issues like that, them hospital bills are not cheap. Okay, so she just started a GoFundMe because she wanted to make sure that they had what they needed to take care of their baby girl. I can't fault her for that. I can't fault her at all. And I feel like she didn't get the props that she really deserved for doing that. Like, I don't care how much money somebody's making. You can always use some extra just to be on the safe side and just in case you need it. But anyways, he made a video then following up because I guess some people saw him buy some new chain or something like that. And they thought that the GoFundMe money went to his chain. So some of the people who I guess were still donating took their money back. When I say he went in on these people, he was talking about how they were going to perish, as all kinds of expletives that I'm not about to say on this channel at all for that matter, because they didn't mean it from their heart. And I get it, for you to be mad and saying, why would you do that? Clearly you didn't mean it if you're taking it back. But, to go the length that he went in that video, what he said, even like the young woman that was with him, which I think was his wife, I'm not 100% sure because I didn't get a good look at her, was trying to get him to stop while he was ahead because he was just going overboard. It also added to his very questionable and aggressive rap sheet because apparently this man has a history of being aggressive and just a history of substances, allegedly. Just a really bad history, let me put it that way. Apparently, allegedly, just not that long ago, he was at a club somewhere. He got into some kind of discrepancy with the DJ. I don't know what it is with these artists and the DJs, them getting into it and then them doing crazy junk. But something happened between the two of them and he got so mad that he basically threatened, allegedly, to shoot up the whole club. That man basically allegedly said, I'll take out everything up in here. Now, tell me how that makes sense. Like, I get it if you're mad because of something that happened between you and the DJ, but why everybody else got to get shot up? That was just crazy. And there was one brother with some common sense in the group that basically said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and head out. Because that's the only way to respond in that situation. Besides the other guys, the other men who were trying to calm him down and stop him from popping off, basically. So like I said, he has a history of doing stuff like this. He's got a history of crime, of aggression, of violence. So this situation should really come as no surprise, although it's still very shocking and just plain straight up messed up. So now that we've got the introduction and the rundown and some substance out of the way, bringing it back to the issue at hand, this man was arrested and is now allegedly facing charges on domestic violence or concerning domestic violence. And the way that it all happened is just really sad and disturbing if you ask me. But anyways, apparently this man was on the game and an Xbox at that. I guess he was playing something like Call of Duty or whatever, and he was making a lot of noise. Allegedly, he had been drinking and he made some loud noise, and his wife came down to tell him, listen, please just calm down a little bit because you woke up the baby. You know how hard it is to put down a baby? And how mad it makes you whenever somebody else in the house, mind you, makes noise loud enough to wake said baby after you didn't put them down? Now, allegedly, she had the baby with her whenever she went to confront him. And then he just snapped at her. He lost it. He started throwing stuff, allegedly, including glass bottles, which she then had to basically shield her and their baby from shards of glass that I guess had broken off from said glass bottles, allegedly. And then it gets even worse. He then goes to pick up a rifle, mind you, allegedly, and point it at her chest while she's holding their like 6-month-old baby and threatened to shoot her. Of course, this is all alleged, but it's right here in the reports. Then it gets even worse. This woman tried to get away from him, and he basically said, you're not about to leave. You're not about to go nowhere. And tried to forcibly remove the baby from her by grabbing the baby, allegedly, by her head and her neck. I don't know how she was able to get away from him, but somehow, thank God, by God's grace and mercy, she was able to take the baby and escape right before the police arrived, and then they took him into custody. Now, I'm going to admit, I didn't even know who this guy was until the video, or the audio, if you will, of him threatening to slap DJ Envy went viral. But his reputation, if I'm going to be completely honest, did precede him, or at least follow after that whenever I first heard about him. And what I mean by that is I heard nothing but bad things about this man that he's done since that point. That's why I said it wasn't completely surprising that he would do something like this, because it seems right up his alley in that case. But it's also still very disgusting and messed up and shocking that he would do something like this, especially to his wife and the mother of his child, for crying out loud. And he is now facing aggravated battery and child abuse charges as a result. Whatever they charge him with, he needs that and then some. Because I don't understand how you could let your issues with alcohol, playing a video game, get you so riled up and so off the deep end that you would threaten the lives of the two most important people in your life, your wife and your child, who you were, like I said, threatening to slap somebody for mentioning just a couple of months ago. A man's job in the house, the man of the house, the husband, the father, is to provide for his family and to protect his family, to protect his woman, his wife, his children. He did the exact opposite of that. He basically threatened to take them out of this world, which is absolutely heinous if you ask me. Now, his wife did get on Instagram and she released a statement. And I feel like even before that, people were throwing her under the absolute bus. Now, I do agree that it was very unwise and not smart to marry a man whose stage name was Gunplay. You know, you are what you name yourself, okay? And obviously that was a red flag right there. A lot of these rappers are literally walking red flags. It was unwise of her to marry him, especially considering his criminal history. Although I'm not here to throw stones and judge people, maybe she tried to see some kind of good in him, and that has gotten a lot of women in trouble too, especially black women like her, let's just be honest. I don't even know where they met, let alone what she was thinking when she met him. I just know that she's on the set of Love and Hip Hop Miami, if I'm not mistaken, which I have no idea why, because allegedly this young woman is college educated, if I'm not mistaken. Like, she could do way better than Love and Hip Hop and Miami. And y'all should know how I feel about those kind of shows too. They just make everybody that's on there, which is mostly black women, look very stupid, very ratchet, very ghetto, very bad. Like I said, she could do way better than what she's doing with this scenario. And I'm also, once again, not going to say something like she deserved what she got because she married him. It was unwise, like I've said about 3 times, for her to be with him, but we're going to hold him accountable for what he did. But anyways, she did release a statement on Instagram saying that, her and the baby are safe, that her top priority was that baby. You can say what you want to about her, but you can't call her a bad mother. She did the best that she could to secure their safety. She didn't think about herself. She didn't think about, oh, I'm going to stick beside him, like a lot of women do in these cases. She put out there that allegedly he had issues with drinking. I guess that he tried to clean it up, but then he went back to having those issues again, that she tried her absolute best as his wife and the woman that loves him to help him, but he just sunk into it anyways. She gave a brief explanation of what happened and then let everybody know that she is filing for divorce, that she is getting a restraining order, and that he's never going to have the chance to do that to her again. And that's how you're supposed to do. Now, people can say divorce this, divorce that, whatever. But when somebody puts your life at risk, I think God understands you divorcing somebody because they put your life in jeopardy, because they threatened your life and the life of your child. As far as I'm concerned, she did the best that she could as his wife. She tried her best to be there for him, to help him, to love him. Some people you literally have to love from a distance and uncommitted to them, if you get my drift. Because you being in their vicinity trying to help them or love them despite their flaws and the problems that they refuse to get help with, it's only going to end up bad for you. People have to understand you will never be a reason enough for somebody to do the right thing. All of your love for them, your affection, your attention, you giving everything to them, you giving them your all, being married to them, being their partner, being there for them. None of that is going to make that person do the right thing, especially if they are hell-bent on doing the wrong thing and don't want to do the right thing. But anyways, like I said, it's sad that this young woman and her child had to go through this. And it's sad that this young woman had to protect her child from her child's own father. Y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a blessed day and be safe out here.